My name's Rhys Moore, and I run the St. John's Fragrance Company. We're a 78-year-old Virgin Island brand founded by Captain John Webb. He was intrigued by the Bay Rum potion and liked the aroma of it, and came up with the idea that perhaps he could make this into a men's aftershave. Bay Rum was really a kind of a potion or a concoction that was developed in the West Indies by the Danish chemists. And they took the oil from the bay leaf tree, which is slightly different, or a cousin to the bay leaf that you throw into your spaghetti sauce. But they took that oil, it was aromatic, and it had certain medicinal qualities, or so they said. So they took that oil, mixed it with actual rum being distilled on the islands, and then they sold it to their customers, their patients, as an all-around medicinal. So he worked with the local chemists and added other spices and herbs from the islands, so cinnamon, clove, little eucalyptus, and came up with this men's aftershave. It's still the original formula. It's very spicy, it's very strong, very masculine. Actually, we say it's unapologetically masculine. That was the kind of the creation of the actual formula. The other thing he did, which made the product quite interesting, was in those days, fishermen down there used to fish with these big woven baskets. They'd call them fish pots, right? And so they would take the fronds from the palm trees, strip them, dry them, strip them, then weave it into this open mesh design and create a big basket, and that's what they would fish with. So he went to the fishermen and said, could you do this same type of weaving around the bottle? Which they did, and that became kind of the signature packaging look of St. John's. It's an interesting story, and it's a nice piece of our history, but it's one of the things that we really committed to and have been committed to, which is, of course, maintaining the formulaic integrity of the Bay Rum particularly, but also weaving those bottles and using those artisans in the island. So today, even, we still hand weave all of the bottles that we fill with cologne.
My name is Krishna Kandu, and I'm VP of Perfumery, Chief Perfumer in International Aromatics. What a perfumer do is kind of like a chef or a musician. Chef puts a lot of different ingredients to create something unique and interesting that's very palatable. So similarly, a perfumer takes all kinds of different raw materials. Some of them are made synthetically, and some of them are essential oils. So we use our creative touch of imagination. Suppose we get a brief from our customers, and then we put that concept into perfumery. So we give expression to what they're looking for. Rhys is the gentleman who came to our company, and he wanted to do a couple of fragrances for his line. He came, he gave the inspiration, the background of this brand. It's Caribbean, it's very natural. It's like, it should have that kind of feel, natural feel, and the uniqueness of the Caribbean. When you are looking outside, outdoors, you can see and get an emotion out of it. You're in a beautiful valley or a seashore, you feel a certain emotion, you feel good. So those are the feelings what we want to evoke in a person who is utilizing the fragrance.
We've been around 78 years, I don't want to be the guy to screw it up, right? And there's always a risk of that when you're trying to expand your audience. So what we did early on was decide, look, we've got some classic fragrances, right? Bay Rum, lime, and they appeal to a very traditional guy, an older guy, but that's the guy who stayed with us for generations. So how can we get a similar guy, but with fresher, more sophisticated fragrances that are still masculine?
We do not create fragrance to make you edgy, upset, or everything that we build is to make you happy.
We started developing new fragrances like 77, vetiver, which are masculine, but they're more female friendly. And our whole approach to these guys is we are a guy's brand. We don't equivocate on that, but we're saying this is who we are. And if this is your style or your sensibility, then we're a brand for you.